Welcome to the Daily Dose. Today is March 2nd, 2019. So YouTube is dealing with a major crisis right now. About a week ago, a YouTube channel named Matt Watson, or a YouTuber named Matt Watson, posted a video in which he carefully showed how pedophiles have been using other YouTube channels to share pedophilic content. Basically, the way it works is pedophiles would go to certain channels that showed children in sexually suggestive situations, and then find other commenters of like-minded people and shared contact information so that they can spread more pedophilic content, actual pedophilic content. This was about a week ago, and a lot of those videos were monetized, so they were showing ads. The videos themselves on YouTube weren't run by the pedophiles. They're typically normal video channels, people showing family activities, maybe kids at a soccer game or like a gymnastics competition, or even just kids reviewing toys and things like that. But this is enough to get the pedophiles interested, and then they all started sharing contact information with one another, probably in coded language in these YouTube comment sections. So these videos were monetized, meaning that they showed ads from major sponsors and advertisers on YouTube. And once Matt Watson's expose gained a lot of notoriety, a lot of major advertisers started pulling their ads off YouTube. A couple notable sponsors are Nestle, Disney, and a couple others. So these are major sponsors who have pulled their advertising spending on YouTube. So this article was dated February 20th, 2019, so a little bit over a week ago. And yesterday, March 1st, YouTube responded by banning comments on videos that showed these minors in what could be interpreted as sexually suggestive contexts. And so YouTube, in an effort to control the situation, has simply taken a broad swath and just banned all comments on videos that had minors in them, or even just older minors like teenagers. Anything that could draw the attention of a pedophiles. So this is certainly a tough spot for YouTube. They're definitely caught between a rock and a hard place. They have to maintain they want to maintain their openness as a platform and their identity as a sort of a democratic voice for anyone who wants to create content, but at the same time they have to placate their sponsors. Now, a couple things worth noting here. Do you think YouTube was not already aware of the situation before Matt Watson posted his video? That would be a very naive point of view if you do think that. It is my contention that YouTube and its engineers and staff have been aware of this pedophilic content for probably years rather than months. They probably knew about this way ahead of Matt Watson did. And so the question then becomes, what prompted YouTube to respond to the situation? Do you think it was Matt Watson's video itself that prompted YouTube to respond so swiftly and extremely to the situation by banning all comments? I don't think it was even Matt Watson's video itself that prompted YouTube to respond. I think it's pretty obvious that as soon as sponsors started pulling ads, then YouTube was forced to respond. And they were effectively being pushed to respond. They had to do something quickly before they lost more and more sponsors. So in other words, YouTube was responding to their advertisers, not to Matt Watson's video, or most importantly to the safety of their content creators who post videos with minors in them. So this is a clear indication of where YouTube's priorities are. YouTube is in the business of placating their advertisers, not their content creators or even their viewers. Their advertisers are their customers. It's worth pointing out that Google purchased YouTube over a decade ago for some 1.8 billion, I think it was. And to this day, YouTube is not a profitable entity of Google. YouTube loses a lot of money every year. So Google, in an effort to recoup some value on their investment is trying to convert YouTube into a commercially viable entity. Otherwise, why keep it running? YouTube is a for-profit enterprise. To put in perspective, a 1 gigabyte data transfer typically costs anywhere between maybe 4 and 9 cents on the AWS technical platform. It costs about 8.5 cents per gigabyte of data transfer. I'm sure Google has their costs much lower than that, but even if it's down to like 1 to 2 cents, 1 gigabyte of data transfer still costs a lot of money at the scale of YouTube. So YouTube is transferring billions of gigabytes of data per hour, maybe even per second. So if you look at it from that standpoint, it costs a tremendous amount of money to keep YouTube simply up and running. So they have to start making it commercially viable in some form or another. Otherwise, the platform simply will cease to exist at some point. So that's the situation they're in. They have to placate their advertisers, which means what is the long-term implication of this situation for YouTube as a whole and for future content creators? Well, clearly what's going to continue happening is that channels will continue to be sanitized to the point where it's almost all of them will be advertiser friendly, quote unquote. Any YouTube channel that is slightly edgy might espouse politically unfavorable views. Alt-right obviously is an obvious target, but even something like anything that shows anything racist or extremist or anything of that sort will eventually be demonetized, and the channel itself will not be promoted on the YouTube algorithm and so forth. And over a period of time, it will evolve into a platform of just advertiser-friendly videos, cat videos, and people showing their family vacations, and or instructional videos, lots of fitness channels, stuff like that. And that's where this is all headed, because that is where the advertisers are comfortable associating their brands. So there's no way this is changing. The economic forces behind this are far too strong, even for Google. They have to convert YouTube into a profitable entity. So what this means for you, if you are considering starting your own YouTube channel, is to already have a backup plan in place before you even begin the channel. So you should save all your videos and the raw files in your own cloud storage platform. You should re-upload all your videos to another provider, maybe BitChute or Gab or any of these other alternate providers that where you can upload videos and stream videos. But bear in mind, any of these other platforms that will eventually become an alternative to YouTube, for example, maybe BitChute or Gab AI, if they become big enough, they will fall victim to the same, or not really victim, but they will fall to the same temptations that YouTube has. If you're the proprietor of Minds.com, for example, and major advertisers come to you with promises of hundreds of millions of dollars a year in advertising revenue, it will be tough for just about anyone to turn that down on principle, especially if you have no alternative revenue stream in its place. The only person that comes to mind is Jimmy Wales from Wikipedia. Jimmy Wales is probably worth less than $1 million. He in an average year, he probably makes around $200,000 a year, which is a good living, obviously. But for the founder of Wikipedia, he should be worth multiple billions of dollars, which he's not. He has maintained his principles in terms of the integrity of the platform. Now, how many people like that do you know who are running their own web platform? Not too many. I don't know anyone myself in that category. If someone came to me with hundreds of millions of dollars to advertise on my platform, guess what? I'm taking it. So this is an important consideration before starting your own YouTube channel. Ultimately, the answer is running content on your own personal platform, basically running your own website. That is much easier said than done. I certainly understand that. For now, I think getting started on YouTube is fine, but have a backup plan in place. These situations will not get better. They will only get worse. So That's my 2 cents on this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.